you need money. Like,
where would they find the money? Where's this money? Hi and welcome to Bossing with Annie. My name is Annie and today I have here with me Eris from Eris Leatherworld. And she'll be shedding some light into the bag making business and some tips for those considering this line of business. But before I go on, I'd like you to please click the subscribe button below and like this video. You should also go to Eris Atelier to subscribe to her channel after this. Okay, so we're going to start with some introduction. I would like you to introduce yourself, tell us about your business, share a little background, what you were doing before, and any interesting thing you'd like us to know about you.
okay. So first of all, my name is Eris. Like, my actual name is actually Eris.
Okay.
And my main business is actually Eris Leatherworld, where we actually produce bags, mostly bulk or bespoke. I mean, sometimes we do ready-made, but most times customers always prefer that like personalized feel, so they always ask for specific designs.
Okay.
That is why we now focus more on production. So another branch on that Eris is Eris Atelier, which is a YouTube channel where we actually do trainings, both online and offline, for people who actually want to go into bag businesses. So it goes from learning how to sew bags all the way how to at least the basic knowledge on running a bag business.
Okay. Where are you coming from? What were you doing previously? Has it always been bag business or?
I mean, I have always had my fingers into creative, rather fashion and creative crafts and all. Even when I was in school, because I studied law, even when I was in school then, I used to do, I think then when Ankara was trending, so I used to like contract the gigs to people to produce and I would take to school to sell. So this buying and selling has always been in me. Like, even though I came from a household where, I mean, I don't want to say sheltered, but it was one of those homes that they would literally tell you what you're going to study. So
Yeah.
you don't even try to find out what you're good at. You just go with it. So I just sort of stuck with it all the way to the end, because if there's one thing I know about life is that, I mean, they can force you to go and study the degree, but they cannot follow you to your house and tell you to go and start going to court to go and practice. So I knew this, and I didn't want to be a disappointment in the family, so I just stuck all the way to the end, law school, finished everything, wrapped my wig and gown nicely, and I said, okay, I want to do something I actually want to do. I mean, that coupled with the fact that I couldn't just sit at home and do nothing, because I had to move out of my parents' house almost immediately after. Like, I didn't want to stay for them to start putting more things into my head, so I just sort of moved out, and that was actually when I came to Lagos. And I stayed with a coursemate in Lagos. I stayed with her for a few months, at least enough time to be able to figure out what I was going to do in my life and what I was going to go on with. So the bag thing just came as an opportunity. I was like, okay, I could do this. Then my own sister too, she talked me into starting a YouTube channel, because she is into fashion, but she does like mostly clothes and just female fashion generally. Because the truth, and that's something that people realize right now, is that people are doing very well in fields that they are not very good at. They just sort of figured out how to run the business and just make things happen.
Yeah.
So that's how I just started. I was like, when I started selling bags, I wasn't that good. I was learning as I was doing it. So if you actually look at my YouTube videos, you would actually see me get better with every post. So I didn't have the time, I didn't have the luxury to go and study another course. I mean, I was just trying to make enough to survive in Lagos. I wanted something that would let me see the world, meet people on a good basis. You don't want to be meeting people in law practice, because only when people have problems to come and meet you. So I wanted to be able to meet people, like experience life on many levels, and that's still the goal. So just live the life that I actually want.
Okay. This life is soft life, right?
It has to be soft. That's necessary.
So could you share how you were able to acquire bag making skill and when you started the business? Did you go for tutorials? Did you pay for lessons or YouTube channel?
So I didn't train with anyone. I mean, I did like 2-3 week internship, but that was more on how to operate the sewing machines, because our sewing machines are like heavy duty and they're very dangerous. You have to learn how to handle it well. But for the design part or pretty much every other thing, I'm actually self-taught. Then sometimes I'll go to YouTube, I'll watch other people's tutorials, and sometimes I'll actually reach out to these designers, and they actually used to give feedback. I mean, mostly the foreign ones. The Nigerian ones are not very nice. Yeah, anybody that's
steal their business from.
Yeah, so that's the thing, and maybe that is why I turned out the way I did, because when you actually interact with people from outside the country, they are more on figuring it out than saying, oh, you must sew here to here. They'll tell you whatever works for you. Maybe like as long as the finished product is good. So I think that's the mentality I now used to learn. So it was really flexible. So I had to bring my own technique to making things. It's like whatever. So for me now, it's like the easiest way I can make something, that's how I'll make it. And that's how I actually started.
Okay.
So I already had that general knowledge in sewing. So I just had to make like a few adjustments here and there. That's going from sewing like fabric, silk, cotton, chiffon, to now sewing like synthetic leather, genuine leather, suede. So it's very similar. The principles are similar. You just have to make that shift. Just know that, okay, you're not sewing material anymore, you're sewing leathers.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Whew. So how's the general business landscape? What is it like running a bag making business, especially in Nigeria?
I think the easiest way to explain it is like running like a 100-meter hurdle. There's always something. See, like since I started this, I don't remember a time where there wasn't an issue that will sort of like maybe directly or indirectly affect us in like the fashion business generally. So there's always something. So at first I used to complain a lot, but after a while I got used to it. I'm like, I wonder what's going to happen next week. That will frustrate us. That will frustrate us.
You're always expecting frustration.
So that's the thing. So I had to now let go of that fear that one day it's going to end. Because there are people I really looked up to when I started, and I'll just go to their Instagram and see that they shut down. So I think that's just it's the harsh reality of running a business here is fight as long as you can, do what you want to do, but I don't know if everybody will agree with me, but I feel that you need to know when to stop. I'm serious, like it's a thing. No, it's because if you stop now, you're not going to lose everything. You still have your assets, you still have something. So if now you stop, you sit, you think it over, you're like, okay, what should we do next? What should we transfer into? Because I've spoken to a lot of people, and that's like something that everybody has in common. This might be pessimistic, but when you let go of that fear, there's this freedom that will just come on. Be like, what's come to us? At least we still have value. We can still do something else. If we can, okay, for example, now let me say in my own scenario now, if we can no longer produce for people, or if there's like too much stress, maybe and taxes and other things, we can just change to something. Maybe just turn it to like a training hub instead. So that's the thing. So you just make sure you have that like plan B up your sleeve. So when you think of things like that, me, I'm just like, this country cannot kill us. We will survive. So it's constant. It's the hurdles, constant jumping over things. Just prepare yourself. So it's not you don't run and crash into it. As you're running, you're preparing yourself like, okay, how am I going to survive this new crisis, and how are we going to be able to move through that? The payout is good, but you have to be ready for the stress.
But there are times where you just experience standstill, where nothing is moving. And how do you mitigate the effects?
Okay, so first of all, yes, the economy is really bad right now. So when it's like that, there hardly any positive effects. It's mostly negative. I think the only time I got something very close to that was during lockdown, but that one was out of everybody's hands. And then I just started. I mean, would I say? And technically, in my head, I just started because it was just me. I didn't have like an assistant. I didn't have anybody. So it was just me, and I think it was about 2 months 2-3 months, just pretty much throughout that lockdown period. That is the last time that I've had to stop fully. But at least, thankfully, glory be to God, we've been able to survive long enough that I now have assistance. So even when like something happens and we have to like manage it, now it's a team. It's not just one person. So everybody can like pull their heads together and like, okay, how do we push through this problem?
Okay. So tell us, what are some promotional methods that you've adopted so far that have worked very well for you?
So most of it is actually from social media.
Oh.
Yeah, and ironically, it's actually from social media. But on the top of our list, we get most of our customers is YouTube. Like, yeah, I think YouTube generally have like the best SEO optimization. So when you search us, even before you see like our Instagram or Facebook page, it's like my YouTube videos that are probably tagged Eris Leatherworld in, they actually pop up. I don't know, I guess maybe that just gives us some form of credibility. So they'll be like, oh, they're not scammy or they won't just do nonsense.
Yeah.
They have watched us produce and they're like, okay, we would like to work with you. So some people come and they'll be like, they want a specific, or maybe they saw a bag somewhere, but they don't like the material and they want us to remake it like that. Oh yeah, they do that sometimes. Or I think the saddest one so far is when maybe not bring like a designer bag. Like,
and they want you
come and help us
replicate it.
Yeah, they're like, they'll bring the picture of like a Gucci bag.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, if you don't have the money for a Gucci bag, I don't think you have to replicate it. Just come buy. I mean, there are good brands that are affordable. So, okay, yeah, we do take custom orders. And like I said before, we just launched our website for ready-made bags. So you just go there, you just place your order. It's erisbags.com.ng. You just go there, place your order on the device. So those ones are like for quick orders. People that don't have time to wait the 1 week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You want it now. So it's mostly school bags, then handbags for ladies. But we plan to stock up on more variety to serve a wider audience.
Okay, so tell us, what are some things you like about this business?
I think anybody that is actually into business would agree with me is the fact that you have control over your time. Yeah, that is something that I don't see. Even now that I've just done a few years, I don't even think I can do 9 to 5. You know, that waking up early in the morning, the hustle, you have to enter traffic, even though you know, like now if I want to go out now, and I'm like, oh, it's rush hour, I can easily just say, okay, I can wait the traffic out. But is that freedom?
Yeah.
Like, for control of time, it's a huge thing for me. I mean, when I was in law school, I did internship for like because they call it externship program. Is recommended or is compulsory. You didn't have a choice. So I tested a little bit of that. I think we worked in a court. We worked in a court for like a few weeks, and we worked in a law firm. I think it was when I experienced that, I'm like, okay, I can't do this full time. I cannot. So then we have to like wake up early, we now start entering keke, and you hear your seat, you see the entering keke, you carry your bag,
all your glory.
So I mean, there is that, and okay, another thing is I love the fact that you can actually grow in it. Like if you were in a company now and you have a position, until you get your promotion, you probably will be doing the same thing for years. I mean, I just like the fact that there's a dream, as in it's going somewhere. It's going somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't wake up and I feel like I'm living someone else's dream.
Yeah.
I wake up and I'm like, okay, I'm doing my own thing, and in a few years, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
I mean, I could ask what specifically you like about the bag making business, but you can share what you don't like about the business.
Okay, we've already said this before, which is the terrible economy. Yeah. And how it's almost like with every 3 steps you take forward, Nigeria will shove you back 2 steps. Yeah. You have to like keep pushing and pushing and pushing. I don't like that. But okay, the next point coming from the position of the MD, I don't really enjoy the fact that everybody else comes to me.
Comes to you for what?
it could be anything. It could be like advice, or maybe there's like an issue. They're like, call madam. I'm like, you would leave me alone. But I guess that is something that comes with the position, is the responsibility to others. And mentally, it's actually stressful. So I went from physically stressed to mentally stressed.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think when we started, I used to join them to sew, and also I was like physically stressed out. But now I could be at home and do nothing all day. But the fact that I get asked some kind of questions, or have to like figure out what to do next, because it's like, okay, fine, you get a job, you land a good job, you get good pay, but what do you do after that? So things like that now, I have to decide, and it's stressful.
Wow.
It's very stressful. I'm like, finally, I envy people that are on now. Like, you just wake up, they'll tell you what to do. But when you know you're in charge of everything,
You have to think.
Yeah, and if anything goes wrong, I'm going to be those carry the blame.
It's up to you to make it work. So how do you balance business, your personal life, with 2 YouTube channels, with the people that you're responsible for, with everything? How do you like strike a balance?
Okay, the first thing I did was to delegate. Like, it's impossible to do everything like at once, so I was able to like share the load with other people, not just here but also like maybe people outside, because I've got like investors and other things going on outside the company too. So I think for me, the first thing was to delegate. I actually learned that late. I wish I had known that much earlier, but people are always scared of like salaries and having to take in people, but they don't realize that when you start taking in more people, you can actually do more with like half the time.
Okay. So delegate basically. So what is one thing that you wish you knew earlier that you know now?
So let's say being a bag maker, making a mentorship from just sewing bags to actually running a business. So I'm saying this because it's from an emotional point.
Okay.
So then if I wanted to do something, I have to be very emotional about it. It's like I would climb a hill and I'll die on that hill. I won't let it go. They'll be like, don't do it like this. And I'm like, no, this is what I want to do. So I used to be very touchy about a lot of things. But what you don't realize is that you have to let something, you have to be able to compromise. Like, so especially when you're working with other people, or let me say, if a customer says they want a sample and I should do something from my head, and I make it, and maybe they're like giving me constructive criticism, I used to like overreact a lot. So there was a lot of emotion in me because I felt like it was me. Like, I am the business. It's like Eris is me. So if somebody is talking about Eris, I used to pick offense. So it was over time I started letting go, and I had to make that mental shift. It's a lot for me because I know how I used to do before. If I make a bag and say you don't like the color, I would use that thing to start fight.
I understand. I can relate very much.
It's very common for people that are just starting because for us it's more than a job at that point. It's like it's an identity. And for someone like me now, it was a way for me to prove to my parents that I could actually do something with my life. So it was very personal for me.
So, do you have any paid training service for anybody who wishes to learn the craft?
Oh yeah, we do. Ours is mostly monthly. Like they pay like monthly, but most times the month is usually enough to learn the thing. So the one we are running right now is 3 times a week for a month. Then they pay a certain fee. That one they get to come here. They actually learn in person. So we tried to do the online course thing, but it wasn't really hitting the way I liked it because I like to keep that personal feel. Because some people are fast, some people are slow, and sometimes you just need to show them that this is it, like touch it, feel the material. So a lot of people, at least people that are in Lagos, they prefer to do the in-person training. So me, I just tell anybody that wants online training, I'm like, see, I learned online, go to YouTube, watch my videos. If there's something that you want that I did not cover, even if you want, I can refer you to other people's content. Like, I don't gatekeep. I will show you what you need to learn because I know how it feels to be in that position when maybe where they are, the courses that they're offering are expensive, so they want to do like the online thing. So I'm like, come on, it's free on YouTube. Just go and watch. Find a creator you like and follow them. And if you have questions, ask.
Yeah, well, with YouTube, there is so much information that you don't even know where to start, and it does not have a particular order or direction. So you just want that A to Z approach. This go from here.
No, you have to give something. Like, you can't just eat your cake and have it now. If it was going to be cataloged properly, then it would not be free. But at least it's free. I mean, all you have to do is just type exactly what you want. I mean, some people want it on their lap, but I'm like, you can't carry that attitude, though. Like, you're going to have a lot of issues because somebody's putting content for you to watch, and some of my subscribers are like that. But I'm just like, let me just indulge because I know that you have to do the work. If you want to learn something, you have to work for it.
Yeah. All right, so we're almost at the end of this session. So how would a person looking to start the bag making business go about it in terms of capital, employees, and what special advice do you have for them that they would not find anywhere else?
Okay, so just general knowledge. To start, you need money. You need you need money. Like,
where would they find the money? Where's this money?
But that's the thing now. You don't have to be creative, because I never advise people to borrow or to take loans. Because it's a different thing if you're taking a loan for a project. That one, you know that you can sell out and pay back. But when you're just starting off, you're not going to take loan to be buying sewing machine. So people are always tempted by that. They'll be like, oh yeah, let me take a loan and be paying. I'm like, you haven't even figured out how you're going to be selling.
True.
So people apply for grants. They apply for there's a name. It's pretty much like grants, but they actually also offer like workshops and trainings and all. So that one you have to like work towards accessing the capital. Or if you have supportive family members, they can actually help. The thing is this: you have to look for money that does not have any kind of, I don't want to say attachment, but something you don't have to pay back. So what a lot of people actually do, they actually work in other places, then they save up. So you can't just wake up one day jobless, penniless, and say I want to start a business. You need to make money. So everybody's case is different, but you just have to be ready, to do the work, because the first year, I mean, that's even if you're lucky, things will be able to pick up. So you can't just rely on a fresh business now, because this was something that happened, I think, the first 6 to 8 months. So like, I would sell a bag, but because I didn't really have like anything going on, then YouTube had not monetized my channel, so I didn't have like a second source of income. So it was the number of bags I would sell for that month. So I'll have to take part of it, then see how much I can live in the account. That is to be able to, at least to be buying materials, to be paying for electricity bills, to be paying for. So it's very difficult. There's a lady, I think it's Business Grant something. I will try and find her name. So what she even helps is that she helps people to hustle these grants, because sometimes it could be international, it could be like in US or in another country. So there are people that would actually help you do. They actually help you secure funds for your business. So as long as the person, you're put together and you're ready to go, you just need enough funding to be able to move things to the next step. And so even if you don't know where to go and apply for grants, these people help you.
For you, were you able to get like support, or you started from scratch? Okay, let me do one today. Save the money, that kind of.
So at first, yes, it was scratch. Like, before I could afford my first sewing machine, but I got a little assistance in the beginning. It was from my then boyfriend, that's my husband now. So he was the one that helped me like put the money together for like the first industrial sewing machine. So it was from there. Then I got another, but it was like months after Sha. Then I got some amount of money from another person. It's kind of like my mentor. So, but that's the thing I said before. It's like they have to see that you're serious. So even when they were like, you want to do, but I'm really stressed about this, what do you need? But that's the thing, before somebody will ask you that question, you have to like
Yeah,
be serious about it.
Yes, true.
So I was lucky. Like after the first year, things started getting easier because I started like getting a little help here and there, and even from then on, I think I got my first investor, and the person was like, I don't know anything about bag making. I just know that okay, with someone like you and the drive you have, I don't see how this is going to go so wrong. So just do like a business plan. Let me see. So I think then I even had to give this like thing they do where what is it valuation of a company. So I had to do like one of those. Like I had to like really put my papers together and all. Then it was after that the person was like, okay, so I will buy like so percent of the company. I will give you the capital, all the capital you need to expand. Then it was now from there things now started picking up.
Wow.
So if I didn't get that boost, I'm sure I'd have still been in my, maybe I'll not be able to put I have maybe like a 2-bedroom apartment, like one is your personal bedroom, the other one is your studio, at least to cut cost. But that was what now gave me the boost, and things that started picking up. I could now afford to take larger orders because I could afford to pay more people to actually do the work. So like the first 2 years I had to, but then it was more on learning on and understanding the business. Then when I felt like I was ready, then I was now open to people, because there are people that just have money to invest, but you need to know how to manage it, that you don't mess things up.
Yeah. Well, you have to be running to another country. You run to an unknown country, so nobody will find you. So we've come to the end of this session. Thank you so much, Eris, for the wonderful insights that you shared. I'm very sure that our viewers will learn one or two.
This feels good to do, and I really hope I can do more of this.
Yeah.
But thanks for inviting me to your what I call it, a show now. Let me see your YouTube channel.
What channel?
You can just put a link to my YouTube channel, then they can check it out. And
definitely.
If you like what they see, if you like what you see, please, you can send me a DM. I will respond ASAP.
You call me, I will respond. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you found this video helpful. So I would like you to comment your questions, and if you have insights about the business, if you're also into bag making, please drop them in the comments. And share your thoughts as well. I'll also leave her contact information in the description, so please do well to check. So if you have any questions or you want to connect with her and her business, you can always do that. And of course, patronize her business. Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, that's very important. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Turn on all notifications, and please do not forget to visit her channel, Eris Atelier. And if you want to learn about bag making tutorials and also the bag making business, because she shares SME tips as well, you would learn a lot from that channel. Please check it out. And very importantly, share this video with anybody you think would find this helpful. So maybe somebody is thinking about a business idea to start up, or somebody is already thinking about bag making business, considering it. Please share this video with them. This is Bossing with Annie, and I'll see you in my next. Please do have a good time and keep bossing. See ya!